What is up, everyone? Welcome to the last video in our epic reactions of the Troy Saga. There are obviously many more sagas after this, so hopefully we will eventually check those out. But I am here, as with the last four reactions, with the incredible Panda. I always
Yo!
point in the wrong direction every time. We have both been so impressed by this, haven't we?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The emotion and the like there is no visuals here. This screen that you see is all you're gonna get. But we are absolutely enamored and entranced by the whole thing because the way that they do it and the emotion they put in the voice and the vocals and the sound effects, you feel like you are just hearing a movie without the visuals.
100%, and your brain fills in the rest, which is an incredible thing. Um, that said, the last song kind of ended in an interesting place. We had Creepy
Yeah.
Lotus eating people, luring us into a cave, and I'm not sure how this is going to go. So, I don't see us leaning towards too much of a happy ending here for
Yeah.
the Troy Saga, but with what the other songs have done so far, the fact that these are 3 to 4 minute songs and the
Yeah.
amount they have packed in here in five, like 3 to 4 minute songs is bonkers. Like
Yeah.
it's called the Troy Saga, and it's called that for a reason because it is an epic saga that you go on.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm most amazed by. Either way, I'm not going to waffle too much because I have a bad habit of doing that. We are going to get into Warrior of the Mind, the final song in the Troy Saga. Before we do, as always, check out the original linked in the description below. Give it a like, a comment, and subscribe. And we're going to get into this. Let's do it. The last song of the Troy Saga. Let's go.
Have you forgotten the lessons I taught you?
Athena!
Have you forgotten to turn off your heart? This is not you. I see you changing from how I've designed you. Have you forgotten your purpose? Let me remind you.
Okay, Athena.
Hey.
I don't know about you, but of all the directions I thought this one was going to go in for the start of it, I did not expect us to come in with Pop Queen Athena, just being like, boy, you better get your act together.
Right. It's like I can't tell if they just are going to the cave and she's trying to tell him, I've taught you to think before you leap here. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Or have they been there a while dealing with the Lotus and have lost that time like I was talking about in the last one? And then she's trying to say, wake up here. You've been fooled. I taught you better than that. Wake up, we gotta go. Where
Yeah.
are we? I'm lost for just a second here. Hopefully they'll explain that. But you're right, her voice is powerful.
Yeah, I have
As
no
she should
doubt.
be, but
100%. But I have no doubt that by the end of the song, we'll have that question answered. But yeah, it could go either way at the moment. I could see this as them journeying to the cave and her being like, what are you? You're just going to walk into a trap, let your defenses down just because your mate said to? Are you a fool? I
yeah.
taught you better than this. Or I could see it being a thing of, you've been here for months. What the hell are you doing, you fool? I don't know the Odyssey well enough to know which direction that goes in. But either way, she's coming in. She is coming in like a mother scorning her child. Like, she is just straight up
Yeah.
being like, you're a fool, grow up. Yeah, it's definitely a shift in vibe from the last song of everything's cool, relax, chill, to get your stuff together.
Yeah, I'm anticipating Molly Weasley with a howler, like, what
Pretty
are you
much.
doing?
Yeah, pretty much. I think, but again, the fact that she's come in like this pop diva queen as well is
Mhm.
everything. Athena would fit right in 6 at the moment, and I love that for her.
Oh yeah.
Turn off your heart, this is not you. I see you changing from how I've designed you. Have you forgotten your purpose? Let me remind you. Goddess of wisdom, master of war. My life has one mission: create the greatest warrior.
Don't let's
Ooh,
go me.
okay.
We need to talk about this.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Thoughts?
this, obviously this is showing us that this relationship between them goes way back.
Yeah.
That not just she set him up for the Trojan War to be wise and to be smart about what he's doing. No, this is way back when he was a kid.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
really, really you should know better by now.
Yeah, and again, it comes back to that kind of, like I said before, this vibe of this mother almost chastising a child, and almost like putting a child in their place and being like, "Get your stuff together. I raised you better than this." That's the vibe it
Right.
gives. But at the same time, it's giving me like the thing that's jumping out in my brain is two completely separate things, which is
Mhm.
number one, the like Disney Hercules type thing where Phil is going through listing all the heroes that he's trained and how
Right.
he's trying to make the perfect hero. And he mentions Odysseus. Uh like that's one of the things he mentioned. The other thing that's jumping out in my brain is God of War games, which, has
Mm,
Kratos, who is Athena's champion at the beginning.
right.
And like is kind of working directly for Athena, I believe. And so she obviously does. I'm not sure about the mythology here, but she obviously has a hand in molding or trying to grow heroes in that way. I don't
Right.
know if that was one of her big things.
What's striking, yeah, that was one of her things, being the goddess of wisdom and war.
Ah,
She was the patroness of many of the demigods that we come across. Um, but what strikes me most about the way this song is going, the music in the background and the rhythms that it has, it reminds me of a tango. It is not a tango, but it reminds me of the tango because the way a tango, the music goes and the way the dancing goes, it is a very push and pull,
okay.
struggle kind of
Yeah.
song. And
That
so it's like she is trying to struggle to remind him, pushing back to where he was, and he's like kind of holding back. And I feel like that it's that conflict between them in here.
mm,
That's what I
definitely.
noticed.
Yeah, and I would love to. This is one of the main ones so far, where I would love to see how they would put this either on stage or in like how they would present this if it was in the musical, because I would
Right.
love to see what like is she basically having like is he off to the side at the moment while she's just talking to him? Is it like a big dance number? What's the go with this? Because that moment of where she says about the goddess of wisdom, it felt like this
Mhm.
key change, but also a I'm gonna remind you who I am. I'm gonna step into the spotlight
Mhm.
and be like, this is who I am, and I'm not gonna stand for this kind of nonsense. So I'd love to see how they put this on stage. I'm gonna take it back a bit, and we're gonna keep going.
One day a boy came for the thrill, a boy whose mind rivaled the bars on the wheel. Let's go! Maybe one day he'll follow me and we'll make a greater tomorrow. Then they'll see I know he'll change the world 'cause he is a warrior of the light. Maybe one day I'll reach him and we can build his skills as I teach him. If there's a problem, he'll have the answer. He is a warrior of the light.
The way that she does that note on mind is gorgeous.
It's a gorgeous belt.
Yeah.
And you're right, this part is starting to feel more like the Phil and Hercules section in that film where we got a training montage going in the background, I'm sure. And she's watching him and the good choices he's making. She's like, "Ah, this kid's got potential. I'm going to, groom that and maybe eventually he'll follow me."
Yeah.
Um so I'm interested to see when that shift takes place, of when does she notice, "Oh, wait a minute. We got a problem."
Yeah, exactly. And I'm wondering if how much of her frustration here is around him, the way that he's messing up on this island, and the fact that he's put his guard down at the island. And I'm wondering how much of it is around him just wanting to go home now and live the quiet life now that the war's over, because she wants him
Right.
to be the hero and the warrior of the mind and all this. I'm wondering how much of it is her going, no, no, you're going to have more to do,
Right.
and how, because I know that it's direct intervention from the gods, unless I'm mistaken, that stops him getting home for so long. That he keeps getting
Mhm.
lost because the gods keep messing with him. Unless I'm again, my knowledge here is very low, so
Yeah.
I think that's at least part of it. So I'm wondering which gods it is that are messing with him in that way and keeping him away from home, trying to sway him for whatever reason and what their reasoning is for that. So this could be the start of
That-
something there.
Mm-mm.
Yep, you lock that lip up. I don't want to know. I want to find out as we go. So we're gonna let's keep going. But that belt she's doing is just stunning.
yeah.
Okay.
Show yourself. I know you're watching me. Show yourself. I can see you.
How can you see through my spell?
I was lying, and you fell for my bluff.
Wow.
Well done, enlighten me, what's your name?
You first, and maybe I'll do the same.
Nice try, but two can play this game.
Nah, don't be modest. I know you're a goddess, so let's be honest. You are Athena. Badass in the arena. Unmatched, winning and queen of the best strategies we've seen.
If you're looking for a mentor, I'll make sure your time's well spent.
Sounds like a plan. Goddess and man, bestest of friends.
We'll see where it ends.
Okay.
Okay. The switch up.
That reminds me of a switch up of moods that they do in things like The Greatest Showman.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, I can get that vibe. But that answered your question a bit. Like, obviously, Athena's been either watching or interested in him up until this point, but they don't have a relationship before now. He's going, "Who are you, and why are you watching me?" And
Right.
when she reveals herself to him, he has to be like, I've worked out who you are. You're Athena." But it's not like that she's been grooming him this whole time. At least not obviously. She might have been grooming him in the background. She might have been
Right,
subtly
right.
doing it, but it's not like they've had a relationship up until this point. So it makes me curious as to how that's going to benefit him.
Right, because
him.
now she's impressed that he worked it out.
Yeah.
But there's still the problem of, dude, you're going to a Lotus Eater's cave when you know you shouldn't.
Yeah.
That's a dumb
exactly.
move.
Yeah, and she was like the fact that this song's called Warrior of the Mind, and she said that's what she's looking for. She's looking for a warrior and a hero, but one who can use their head. So the fact that he managed to spot her spell, trick her out of dropping it, and work out who she is all at the same time, that would be enough for her to go, we've got a smart one here, and just solidifies that he's the one that she wants. But yeah, I'm so curious as to he was very quick to sign on with her. He was very quick to just agree to be like, "Yep, I'm your guy, goddess and man, we're best friends." And she's like, we'll see." Immediately,
Yeah.
that is the gods right there.
I'm questioning her choices here because like he keeps doing things that you're like, really, dude?
Look,
Really?
yeah, he does. But number one, I don't think Athena would have necessarily liked it if he had sacrificed the baby. Maybe I'd be wrong there, but I don't necessarily think she would have been keen for him doing
Yeah.
that.
No.
And so far, what's happened on the island, let's be real, it's more his mate than him. So he's kind of going along with it, but he was quick to draw his sword when he heard voices. So he's
Right.
still the smart one out of the two. But again, it's an interesting time for her to present herself to him, and maybe that's because he needs her at the moment. Maybe she's been watching happily up until this point, but she's like, he's gonna get stuck on this island forever, and I'm not gonna have a
Right.
damn hero because he's gonna be 80 by the time he leaves. But yeah,
Don't fall for peer pressure, children.
exactly. Lotus flowers, not drugs. But
Yeah.
the whole situation they've got going here, feels so right for the Greek gods, because he is immediately going, I'm the god's chosen one now, we're besties. And she's like, yeah, we'll see once you prove yourself to me. And you can tell immediately.
There's always a catch.
Yeah, you can tell immediately she's only as interested in him as he is useful to her. And the second he stops being, she loses interest. Like, just from one or two lines that were said there, that's the vibe I immediately got. And it just feels so right for the way the Greek gods would just kind of literally chew people up and spit them out, basically. So yeah, let's keep going. I think she's going to hit into another big chorus here, but yeah, I want to hear that little back and forth between them again.
Badass in the arena, unmatched winning and queen of the best strategies we've seen.
If you're looking for a mentor, I'll make sure your time's well spent.
Sounds like a plan, God isn't man, bestest of friends.
We'll see where it ends.
Okay.
Maybe one day they'll follow me and we'll make a greater tomorrow.
Then they'll see I know we'll change the world, 'cause we are the warriors of the mind.
Maybe one day we'll reach them
And we can build their skills as we teach them. If there's a problem, we'll have the answer. We are the warriors of the
mind. I still
I like what they did there. In the first Warriors of the Mind, hers was just a straight belt, and he did the da 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 type thing going down, the scale type thing. In the second one, they kind of both did it. She was still belting as she did the slide down, but it was in the first one, she just did a straight belt, and then it was both of them. It just sounded really cool to hear the difference in the voices doing that.
It could have been really repetitive if they did the same thing twice.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
It's the small little touches like that that make it so good, but I am shocked as well at how good their voices sound together. They again, the casting of this, the way they've chosen whoever the vocal actors are, they've picked impeccably, not only for incredible voices.
Well,
but incredible
I have a
voices that work well together.
theory. I have a theory when it comes to musicals. Like, and Athena here is proving my point, at least to me. The secondary characters
Mhm.
always seem to have the best voices and the best songs.
Very
Like,
fair.
what's his name in Rent that sings with Angel in Santa Fe?
Oh yes,
um,
Collins.
Colin,
Well, that's a character name.
Washington in Hamilton.
Yep.
And
I just
how does that
saw-
happen?
I just saw the Australian production of Anne Juliet, which, by the way, if anyone has a chance to see Anne Juliet, go and see it. It's fantastic. It's all pop songs, but in a musical about Shakespeare. It's fantastic. But
Yeah.
obviously, the kind of what's meant to be the main character is Juliet. Steals the freaking show is Shakespeare's wife, who, interestingly enough, is named Anne Hathaway. She steals the whole damn show with her song. She's incredible. And you are 100% right. So often it is kind of the side characters or the character you're not expecting that is the one who you just are obsessed with.
And I'm loving Athena. Like, she's not exactly a side. I don't think she's probably a toss away side character because she's one of the gods that really pulls the strings here. But she is not Odysseus or the mains, and so her having this amazing, powerful voice is just par for the course, I think, and it really adds to her personality.
Yeah, and they've done a fantastic job as well with both of the gods that we've heard sing, being Zeus and Athena now. Their voices not only fit the characters and what you'd expect them to be, but they also just fit the idea of being a god in general. They have such power behind their voices, and they have such kind of a way of presenting themselves that you immediately are like, yep, makes sense, makes perfect sense, wouldn't question it for a second. So absolutely love that. I'm very, very interested as well because this song is like Athena's not mad here. She's good here. She's cool, you know.
Yeah.
If this goes in the direction I would expect it to, I imagine that happiness or that contentness ain't gonna last forever. I love the idea of the possibility of eventually getting an angry Athena song because this voice, I would love to hear what she does doing pissed off. Like,
Oh yeah.
that would be
Well,
awesome.
we've only got 22 seconds left of this particular one, so
Let's
I don't
see.
know.
Let's see where they're gonna go with it. But this crescendo of the two of them singing the song together is so cool. It's not this song is not at all where I expected the saga to go. I'm gonna need. We're gonna talk once this is over, but let's get through this last little bit.
The warriors of the mind.
I still intend to make sure you don't fall behind. Don't forget that you're a warrior of a very special kind. You are a warrior of the disappoint me.
Oh damn. A little bit of an ominous ending there.
Okay.
A little bit of an
Don't
ominous ending.
disappoint me.
Yeah. Not what you want to hear a god say to you. Just putting it out there.
No.
Um, I'm gonna say this. I think this might be another situation like we had before, where with the baby, where
Mhm.
we hadn't realized that what was happening had ended when it's ended. Because I don't like. I might be wrong,
Yeah,
but
I think the next one is gonna be like a time jump, kind of.
yeah, I don't think that they'd start off the next saga or end this saga where we're still hanging out in the cave. So I'm guessing whatever's happened in the cave has resolved itself after that. But
Maybe.
yeah, I don't. The description doesn't have any information in it, so maybe this is something again that's answered in when you watch the animatics of them, or has been answered by the creator in like when he's spoken
Mhm.
about it. That there would be like a talky bit after that section where they're
Right.
confronted in the cave with whatever it is. Do you remember what happens in the cave?
When he there are 2 points, this and another place where it takes 10 years for him to get home.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. So this is one of those times where he loses time. He does
right.
fall victim to the Lotus Eaters, and so he loses time. Now, whether this with Athena is all happening while he's losing time and she's trying to get him back or what, I'm not sure. But yeah, they're going to be stuck there for a little while. Again, whether when we come back they've managed to escape or not, I don't know.
No, I think the only way we're going to find out is by possibly checking out the next saga. I think that might have to be something that goes on the agenda because
Maybe.
this has been too good so far. It's been
Oh yeah.
absolutely freaking incredible, and yeah, we're gonna have to check schedules and try and work out if it's a possibility. Again, it's gonna very much hinge on how much people seem to enjoy these videos and
Mhm.
how like what happens with them. But yeah, so if you like the video, please engage with us so that we know you like it. So that we can possibly put more of them out. Like and comment. Check out Panda's page. We'll get into all that in a minute. But yeah, let us know if you really like this, like our reactions to it, and want to see us do more because I would love to check out more
You
of
really
this.
want to?
Yeah.
Please?
So yeah, but I don't know at this point. We'll judge it by the engagement and everything. Hopefully, by the time this last episode is coming out to YouTube, we will be looking at putting out episodes elsewhere. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Not elsewhere. Sorry, we'll be hopefully be looking at filming and putting out the second saga. But
Mhm.
again, we'll cross that bridge as we come to it. For now, this has been incredible. I have
Oh yeah.
absolutely loved this, and I am so ridiculous.
Follow me.
Oh, sorry guys. Just wanted to get the pretty picture back up there, and it started singing at me.
Right.
Yeah, I was so impressed by this. I want like I hope they release the animation type things for it eventually, so that we can fill in some of those gaps and see how it is presented because I think it would be so cool. But I'm blown away. It is so much more than I expected it to be and so incredible.
I'm absolutely I was pleasantly surprised, like we were saying way back at the first one, when normally when people are telling me, "You gotta see this, you gotta see this, you gotta see this," I'm usually like, "Well, this just makes me wanna see it less."
Yeah. I
But
mean,
now, I mean, maybe next time somebody says something like that, I won't be so stubborn because this absolutely lives up to the hype.
I still haven't seen the second Avatar or the second Dune. Uh to I didn't like the first Dune, so I haven't watched the second one, but apparently the second one's really good and everyone keeps telling me to watch it, and I still haven't because I can't.
Eh.
Same with House of the Dragon actually. Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, everyone keeps saying watch it and I'm like, but Game of Thrones
Eh.
ended so badly, I can't. Uh I will get into it eventually, but the more people are telling me, the harder it is. So yeah, I'm so glad that we didn't do that with this and that we actually
Yeah.
jumped right into it because this was freaking fantastic and I'm so glad we got to hear these updated versions. I won't do them as reactions, but I'm going to go back and listen to the older versions of them so I can hear how it's grown and how it's changed because I think that would be really cool.
Mhm.
But yeah, guys, as always, please check out the original video that's linked in the description and give the original a like and a comment and support and love. Do all of that and subscribe to the original. Also, leave us a like and a comment. As I said, the more engagement, the more we know that you guys are loving this. So please like and comment and subscribe to both my channel here and in the description, Panda's channel, which is called I've Got You Covered. And she does incredible comparisons. That's the word, comparisons of two different versions of a song, the original and a cover version. And it is absolutely fantastic every single time. So check that out. Also, check us both out on Patreon. On my Patreon, I have a bunch of different tiers because I've been on it for a while now, and where I do TV show reactions, movie reactions, live streams. You can get a guaranteed request here on YouTube, and I do weekly polls for the reactions that come onto the channel. Panda's Patreon is much more fresh, so she has over there where you can see behind the scenes content and exclusive content, as well as stuff that's coming up on the channel. Is that right? Early release?
Right, early releases.
Yeah.
And then the second tier has the opportunity to do a request for me.
Yes. So check that all out. And yeah, I hope you have all enjoyed these epic reactions. Like I said, I would love to get into the second saga, so let us know if you want that. Other than that, we will both see you on our own channels in our usual reactions. So have yourself a fantastic day, night, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time zone you're in, and we'll see you next time. Bye.